So ask me, so are you the journalist, right? You gotta ask me some question here.
Okay, so when did you first come to China?
2003, I was shooting my first long feature film. It was a road movie from Paris to Beijing. It was a nightmare. It was a cool nightmare, but technically wise, it was a nightmare.
And how did, were you originally, of course, from Paris? So
Yes, I was originally shooting. Well, I'm from Paris originally, and I was a friend with Mark. Then I was like one of the big guy in Beijing at the time, and he told me, yeah, just come over and just finish your shooting. I'll help you out. And we were shooting on the set. I remember I was shooting on the set of the movie Kill Bill from Quentin Tarantino. He was shooting at night, and Mark was in charge of finding some hookers for the producer Mark Bender. No, Bender, but not Mark. Lawrence Bender, right? And from that, sort of a weird gig, he could get me the set at night when they were not shooting. So we got a couple of hours every night that we could shoot my movie on the set of Kill Bill. It was sweet.
So Quentin was bartending for Henry Lee.
Yeah, I know Henry Lee, but I don't know they had a relationship together. Yeah, they did.
I think that's what I heard.
Probably, yeah. Henry Lee with the kingpin at that time in Beijing.
But I think his experience bartending, in Neo Lounge, whatever, it's just like he's happy. He want to interact with the customers. So a lot of people would say, you look like Quentin Tarantino. He said, really? Okay. So that kind of, it's a game to play,
Beijing, so probably they attended some incredible party at what was the name of his bar again?
Well, there was like 88. There was
the original bar. They had so many. Yeah, but yeah, okay. Well,
there was Vogue, and then there was Neo Lounge.
Exactly, Neo Lounge. That's it. I remember Mark had a bill of like $10,000 fucking dollars that he couldn't pay back. I said, yeah, I'll pay back later. And then after 2 years, he had like a $10,000 bill that he had to pay, and it was a nightmare.
So what do you think about China now? How is it? Do you think that it'll ever happen again?
No, I probably not. Well, I don't want to be old, like the. Comment on dit le mec qui aime bien le passé là? Comment ça s'appelle? Même en français j'ai oublié. Tu sais les mecs qui ouais, nostalgique. I don't want to be all nostalgic about it, but it was really an amazing time. I didn't go back to China since like the last time I was there was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. So I didn't really the change for myself. I went to Hong Kong, but I'm sure it's another story over there in Hong Kong. But I heard that after the Olympics, the town changed a lot. Like what was the name of this little street with all the Sanlitun, right? I heard that Sanlitun just turned into a fucking Hong Kong super mall or something like that. That's what I heard, right? That makes me a little bit sad, but it's the way it is. They're trying really for me. I think they're really trying to clean the city. And at that time, it was pretty much the Far West, right? Like everything was all right. You could smoke your pot in the fire everywhere, and you could do pretty much everything you wanted, unless you're talking about politics. So yeah, it was a good time.
So that was from like what would you say that time was the best time? Like what range of years? Like what year to what year?
I'd say first time I arrived, right? I said 2002. No, it was 2003. It's actually 2002. From 2002 till 2005, it was just super mega bomb. Well, for me, it was just an amazing time. And after that, there was a second period when with the opening of Beer Mania, for example, which I really separate the pre-Beer Mania and the after Beer Mania, which is really two separate periods for me. Both were great. The second period was even more decadent, and health-wise was quite dangerous. but the first was really sexual, and the second was really like a stone period. We got really drunk and we experiment with a lot of substances and stuff like that. But both of them were really creative and really interesting, and for me it's like really amazing memories. Which is, as I'm saying again, I'm not nostalgic because even right now I'm experiencing great things on a regular basis. But this is my little Chinese story, which I, think with very great memories and great feelings. Something else, biatch.
Tell me more about Beer Mania.
Beer Mania. What can I say? Well, Beer Mania, you can compare it to in Holland, you know, like the coffee shop in Holland, but multiplied by 20,000. Beer Mania was it was sort of a pit of all the snakes, crazy people in Beijing. You met like all the range, the variety range of the human race over there. It goes from the punk, the bum, the guys who's puking on the floor, and up until the trader, the $1 million guy, earning a lot of money. All the drinks were free, of course, because we knew the owners. So I mean, it was happy hour every hour was happy hour, pretty much. And it was a strange place. It was just, but I have a lot of blackout actually. Most of the time I spent in Birmania, I quite recall some part of it, some bits, but not the complete story. It's just sort of a puzzle in my head. But I just remember that it was really good. It was nice. The champagne was not the champagne, but the drinks were flowing, you know, with jerking from every possible space, and there were girls everywhere, and it was a total mayhem. Yeah, pretty much.
So I guess that was
Fun place.
one of your favorite memories,
or one of them. And I remember there was sort of a back room. There was the toilet on the right and the back room on the left. I won't tell what happened in the back room, but some shit were happening over there. Let me tell you that. Some nasty stuff.